Hey everyone, I wanted to give you the most important piece of advice I probably can if I was to make a short video, would be to surround yourself with people who are similar to you and your goals. And when I say that, it's hard to tell who's actually similar to you and who isn't, because just because they wear Chuck Taylors and pull their socks up real high and have like a 4-inch belt does not mean they're like you. Just because they compete in powerlifting or, like working out does not mean they're like you. But surround yourself with people of like minds. When I say like minds, look for the things that matter. Look for the level of dedication, how bad they want it, what their actual goal is, etc., etc. You want to get rid of every person in your life who isn't what you want to be like. If you do not admire anything about their mindset, do not keep them in your life unless it is a necessity. It's different for family, although sometimes family shouldn't be kept in your life. It's different for, kids and stuff like that. I mean, some people, you just deal with some people, you know what I mean? Even though they're not ideal, you do what you can. But if they're not a necessity and they're not helping you, or they're pulling you back in any way, they're holding you back because they don't want you to focus on the gym as much, or they don't want you to focus on your, whatever your goal is as much. They want you to focus on them more or something like that. Just like push them away, like get them out of your life. You want to be surrounded with people who are successful in the ways you want to be. You want to be surrounded with people who are going places. You want to surround yourself with basically what you would consider success. And that way you can become like that. I basically cut off all the people who you would consider friends in my life. I have training partners who I consider friends, but they're some of the strongest people in the world. April Mathis, Drew Patrick, John Berner. One of these days, I'm gonna go and get a workout with Lane Norton and talk to him a little bit. I've seen him a few times, but I've never actually talked to him too much. He goes to a gym that's kind of like an hour away from me. My one real friend in real life, who's my age, who I spend some portion of time with, aside from my brother, who's obviously very similar to me, but not exactly the same. Be a good example of someone who, even though they might not be ideal for your goals, they're family, and obviously there is shit that we share, so it works out. But the one real friend that I do have that's around my age is a natural pro bodybuilder who has his own YouTube channel and stuff like that, and he's extremely dedicated to what he's doing. So that in itself is basically the only person I hang out with on even a relatively regular basis. It's not even super frequent. I mostly just talk to people online. And because of that, I cut out most people in my life who are negatives. I mean, I don't go to bars. I don't really go out much at all except to train and go grocery shopping. Basically surrounded myself with extreme focus on my goals. And if you can do the same thing, if you can cut off people who are a negative towards you, who drain you, who try and hold you back, who aren't what you want to be, you will be much, much better off for it. That's the main reason I went to Elliot's channel recently. I want to be successful on YouTube in a very specific way, a fitness way. But I mean, success is kind of, it goes across all things. It's hard work, it's dedication, it's knowing what you want, it's never giving up, stuff like that. So I went to Elliot's channel to basically not learn from him about training so much as learn from him about why the fuck he's so successful at what he does. Because obviously he has something. And if you look at all the top fitness channels, they're all very similar in certain regards. They're all very entertaining. They all have knowledge for the average person. They're all they're filled with people who are very motivating and moving. And they're very dedicated to what they do. They're very good at what they do. And if you look, those are traits. And if you were to spend time with all those top YouTube channel people, you would become similar to them. And you would start to gain those traits that they have. Just like if you spent time with top lifters, you would become similar to them. You start to gain those traits they have. And if you spent time hanging out with drug addicts every day, sooner or later you'd stick a needle in your arm. Most likely. I mean, your chances go way up, right? So basically what I'm saying to you guys is try and remove negative people from your life if you can. Try and surround yourself with positive people who have the same goals as you, who are things that you admire. Maybe they're not stronger than you, maybe they're not bigger than you, but maybe their mindset inspires you. Maybe their mindset is something you could learn from. Maybe their knowledge is something you could learn from. Maybe their dedication is something you could learn from. Because maybe they don't know much, maybe they're not big and strong, maybe they're not very smart, but maybe they're the most fucking dedicated person on the planet, and that's something that you can benefit from. So that's my advice to you guys. If you want to improve in any aspect in life, try and be around people who are doing it right. Try and cut off people who are doing it wrong, because you're like the people you're around.